What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Teen Mom 2, which aired on Monday, March 11th on MTV. So the show starts off with Brianna and Devon taking her girls out for pizza. She also is talking to Nova about getting prepared to get her tooth pulled and being under anesthesia. Brianna, she also invited Devon along with her and her family on a family trip to Puerto Rico. He mentioned since everything been pretty cool between the both of them that he don't have no problem going. So Leah is talking to the girls about just like good behavior and being on the right track lately in school and the importance of making good grades. She also has zero tolerance for bad grades, and she considers a C a bad grade, and she is not going for it. So Caitlin was off doing her podcast during one of Lincoln's games, and she couldn't make it. So Javi allowed Lauren to put her name down as a contact person. So I guess she like excluded Kale's name, and she just was like, well, you can contact me if you need anything, without, without following that up with Kale. And then Javi, he was just all right with it. So that blowed Kale like it's as expected. And she was like, how are you going to allow her to put my name down and stuff like that? Like, she should be able to talk to me about it, or Javi should have been able to come to her about it, but don't just like disrespect her like that. Like, that's her child. Even if she's not at one of his games, you let her know, ask her, is it okay that I put Lauren's name on and stuff like that? And so Javi's only response to Kel was, well, don't travel on game days. And so we can imagine how that made her feel. So the thing is, Javi already knows the type of person that Kel is. So why, would you do things to bring static between you and her? That's how I'm looking at it. You already know how she is. And you do things to push her buttons in the worst way possible, especially with something dealing with her child. So I just look at it as like, one of y'all got to be the adult. So, just do what you got to do to keep the peace between you and your baby mama and stuff like that, and your new lady. Because at the end of the day, it's about the child. And you don't want all of this drama going on between you and Kel and Lincoln. He has to witness all this. So anyway, Chelsea is going to a Monsters match, which is a Halloween mother-daughter dance at Aubrey's school. And she's leaving the kids at home with Cole, the babies. She's explaining to her mom how Cole is just going to be stressed out because he gets so stressed under pressure when he's left with the babies by himself and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that comes along with parenting, so he just better get used to it. So Janelle explaining to Barbara how Jace, he got upset one day when Kaiser left to be with his family on Nathan's side of the family. And he was saying, I guess she was just pretty much getting to the point where it's, Jace don't have any family to go spend time with. I mean, I'm pretty sure he goes to stay with Barbara's other daughter's kids, his other cousins. But I guess she's talking about like his dad's side of the family. So, Kel asks Lincoln how excited is he to have another baby brother on the way. And it's funny the way she accidentally finds herself talking about the birds and the bees. And then she kind of had to come to a pause and laugh at herself because, of course it's not going to be easy explaining something like that to two little boys. And then Isaac, he was like, well, she explained that she seen a lady in a grocery store, and the lady had 6 little boys. And she said, and she finally had her first little girl. So Lincoln was like, Isaac said, and then you're going to end up, that's like going to be like you. You're going to end up having a little girl next. And Kel was like, no, it's not that easy. See, it goes like this. And then she was like, oh, Lord, I know I'm not up here trying to talk about little boys about, like that. So it was just a little funny scene. Okay, so Javi was talking to Lauren about the issue that he had with Kel and allowing Lauren to sign the papers at Isaac's game. And she was like, well, you're just going to have to stop catering to all of her needs and everything. And he said, yeah, but I'm just kind of ready to squash all of this because I'm getting older now. I'm more focusing on other things. My mind is more focused on opening up my new gym, which you can tell that he was really excited about because he was like, my flyers came in the other day. I mean, we're really about to do this. And T-shirts and stuff like that. So I think it's only a matter of time before John stops seeing Brianna because she's up here talking about how she invited Devon to come along on a trip with her and John and a family. I'm like, oh my God. And she was saying, I think the producer was talking to her like, don't you think he sees this as, kind of weird? Like, how you think that makes him feel? And she was like, yeah, I think it makes him feel kind of weirded out by everything with me and my other baby daddy coming on a trip and stuff like that. But he's an understanding guy. He knows that I'm doing this for Nova. I'm like, oh my God. You don't have to do all that for Nova. You're just doing it because you want to be in control of everything. And again, you cannot make a person be, what you expect them to be. I mean, as much as he should want to be a good father in her life and everything. And I believe that he will be from this point on. You still can't force him to come along, the every family function you have just so Nova's dad can be there. I mean, I just don't get it with her sometimes. So it's report card day at Leo's house and the girls. Allie, she got all good grades. Gracie was kind of nervous about her report card, thinking that she had a C, which she didn't. The C turned into a B. And they all had good grades. They all had A's and B's except Addie. Addie had all S's. So Leo called Jeremy on the phone and he was being Jeremy, just sounding like, oh, that's good. Well, okay then, stuff like that. So anyway, yeah. And Addie was just so excited about her S on her report card. All S's. Chelsea and Aubrey are on their way to the school dance, and it seemed like Cola's having a hard time before she can even walk out of the door because the babies were just crying their little heart out. So Andrew met with his homeboy for lunch, just kind of like not expecting what to expect from meeting up with Barbara soon in New York. And he kind of looked like he had a rough life. But I'm hoping that he's turned his life around for the best so he can be there for Jace. Javi, he had a meeting to go to. And Kale said she was trying her hardest not to let her petty come out. He texted her and said, I'm not going to be able to make it for the game. So tell Lincoln that I say good luck on the game. And she was like, and I just ignored him because I'm like, that's crazy because you were just getting on me for missing one of his games and now you're going to miss his game for a meeting. But I look at it like this. What Javi is doing is a serious business venture. He's opening up a fitness center. And what she's doing is a podcast. And that's something that you can reschedule. Like, this is just the total opposite of what, she should know what's more important. Like, you can do the podcast later. This is a business venture. This man is opening up a building, and it's a lot that comes along with that. And you would think that she would put aside her petty in knowing that instead of like, I'm not going to say nothing this time because you wrong. Like, you are wrong sometimes. And she really need to check herself. Because it don't make sense to always be that way. Like, you can't always have your way. She really need to grow up. So Brianna is on her way to take Nova to the dentist appointment. And she's getting kind of nervous as expected. for a kid her age. Janelle said that Andrew shows signs that he really haven't changed, which is why she's not in such a hurry to let Jason meet him. On top of the fact that she feel like he's just not willing to meet her halfway. He's like, you need to bring Jace to me. And she's like, no, I'm not. And I can honestly say I agree with Janelle on this. Like, she was like, oh, hell no, I'm not bringing my child up there to see you. You're the one, you're the parent. You want to be in his life? You make the first step. You make the moves you need to make to prove that you really want to be in his life and get to know him. And she's right about that. So Chelsea and Aubrey are at the dance, and the babies are hysterically crying. And it's like every time they put the camera on Cole and the babies, they are crying, and he's just in that same position, just rocking the baby. I'm like, poor Cole. And Chelsea, please hurry up and get back home to them. So Nova's getting ready to get her teeth pulled, and she's full of happy juice, as you could see it all in her face, because she just cannot stop laughing. So she went into surgery. They made it back home. She's recovering, and surgery went well. She got her teeth pulled. Everything's good. And Devon and Brianna's having a talk about the upcoming trip, I guess. And she also mentions to Devon she thinks it'll be a good idea if she gives Nova his last name. And he was like, yeah, it just made him just look so happy. And I like to see Devon the way he is now. He just seems to be like in such a good place with himself, and and having a good relationship with his baby girl just makes him such a better man to me. So anyway, you guys, that kind of includes tonight's recap. And if you all enjoyed this episode, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And as always, I want to thank y'all for watching, and see you next week.